Assalamualaikum and very good morning to the lecturers and my fellow friends. So my name is HIDAYATI binti Muhammad FAUZI and metric number is 1201061. Okay, so for today, I would like to present the final project for semester 1, which is individual mobile design studio 1. I will briefly explain to all of us about this project. So for this project, we are required to design a space for an individual usage. All the activities that will be carried out in the pod are related to design work and also considering the comfort working condition. Okay, so basically, pod means a detachable unit which having a particular function. The key for this project is to reconceptualizations the item found in design studio, such as drafting table, drafting chair, and also the lighting. So, for this project, there are 3 issues to be highlighted. The first one is where there is no private spaces for individual works, resulting in no place to rest or do activities other than design. By having this studio pod, we can do much more activities such as relaxing, playing games, or watching movies to release our stress without disturbing others. Next is the facilities such as drafting table and drafting chair are limited as they can only be used in the studio. As we are redesign and customize the item in the studio according to the studio pod, it can help us to do works anywhere and at any time. Besides, feeling of uneasiness when surrounded by people also can be overcome with this project. Having an individual spaces will help to improve the feeling and help to ease the mind in order to produce high quality outcome. So, to solve all the issues, I came up with a concept for my project, which is the connections of spaces and feeling. So, it is mainly about how the emotions that are not only expressed but also learned through the body. Bodies are necessarily situated in space and they bear the imprint of the spaces they are moving through and have moved through by the body and its senses. Different spaces become linked to different emotions. The connection between an emotion and a particular space can change over time, and the same spaces can trigger off vastly divergent emotions in various people. After finalizing the concept, I doing some research for the Nakli study, which related to human emotion when facing the difficulties. Allah had stated in the Quran, Surah 44, verse number 15, أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم فإن مع العسر يسرا, which the meaning is, with every difficulties there is relief. Behind this verse, Allah tells us about the rainbow. Allah shows rainbow as a promise of the good that comes after a storm. So, from this verse, we could really understand that it is a form of consolation and encouragement for Muslims to boost up the moral of believers, especially when going through dark and gloomy. From this verse, I take the rainbow as my ideation. The characteristic that I chose from rainbow is the color. The color does so much more than provide variety and aesthetic in our universe. Inherent vibration color can vastly improve mood and psychological well-being. Each color evokes different emotions and can be very powerful in creating a mood. To get an idea in making a design, I refer to several buildings that use the same ideation. There is a lot of buildings that using rainbow as their ideation, but The building that resembles most of my concept is Nanyang Primary School in Singapore. They express color in form of horizontal stripes, and every color appears as group. The intention is to highlight the heart of the building, which is the communal value. The colors also create different impression and allow to a variety of reading and interpretations. It is one of low-cost budget applications of emulsion paint. After referring to the building, I get the idea of using the color gradient of the rainbow and came up with my own design. It has a few steps of design process, started with identifying the shapes of rainbow itself. The rainbow shape is circle, but usually we get to see only the half of the shape. I modified the semicircular shapes earlier to a curved shape to be adjusted to desired size of the studio board. I add up the repetition of shape with different height, just like as you can see on the rainbow. After doing some study on the form, I found that the shape will limit the movement of people in the studio board and less activity can be done. So I decided to make the repetition of shape but with the same height, so the height and the length will be in maximum place. This design not only meets the requirement of the studio board, but also can help in dealing with the feeling of uneasiness when surrounded by people, because of the curved shape will not only create positive impact and comforting response, but it is also a symbol of protection, care, friendship, and love. Each of the facades are arranged according to the color gradient of rainbow, which is from the water droplets. It breaks into 7 colors of spectrum. The colors are red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, and violet. So next is the drawing for this project, stated on the board, which is the front elevation, rear elevation, left elevation, and right elevation. Also the axonometric drawing of the project. All drawings are using 1 to 10 scale. For the elevation drawing, I would like to emphasize the facade of the project. Material used for this structure is PVC made board. There are many advantages for this PVC board, especially it is water resistant, high strength, and durability, also easily shaped and painted. It is very important as it is to be the main structure of the studio board. Next is the material for the transparent part. The material that I use is transparent color Perspex. The benefit when used Perspex are it is strong, durable, and shock resistant. Plus, it is also lightweight. For the opening, the Perspex had been used. The style of the opening used is by applying the origami folding door. It helps to make the board look spacious. This type of opening also gives the modern look to the board. Let's take a look to the floor plan. So this is the arrangement that I applied in my studio board. There is drafting table which attached to the wall and can easily installed by holding up the drafting table, and there is support under it. The idea was to make the board look spacious and bigger. A side table was put near to the drafting table. The reason because it is usually there are a lot of equipment and tools used when it comes to the studio works. When there is no side table, usually students put things on their drafting table, so they will have difficulty to do the work. For the drafting chair, it was designed so that it can be converted to a relaxing chair whenever needed. all the design was created according to the human anthropometry. At the corner of the studio part, there is a shelf provided. It is important as architecture students because we are always have limited place to keep our thing. Lastly, the drawing of the sections and also one-point perspective drawing. Lastly, the drawing of the section and also one-point perspective drawing. Both drawings are using 1 to 10 scale. The conclusion for this project is we get to learn how to solve the real-life architecture problem. We also able to making a project that following the human anthropometry. And lastly, we get to explore the relation of form and function. So that's all from me. Thank you.